Oh, yeah. Good morning, everybody. We are here. It is Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. It's a Wednesday show. That's right. It's a Wednesday show. And I'm coming at you live. I'm coming at you live on a Wednesday morning. Titty Wednesday. It's fat pants free Wednesday. What were some of his Wamba? That's another thing he wanted. Wamba Wednesday. Yeah. Who wants to join us for Wamba Wednesday? I'm not even sure what a Wamba was. But Jim wanted to do Wamba Wednesday. Seriously, what is a Wamba? I have no idea what a Wamba. Hey, show us your Wambas. Is a Wamba another word for? You ever heard of Wamba as a word for breast, Steve?
No.
Yeah.
I've heard of a wombat.
No, that was one of Jimmy's days. He went
Wamba, huh?
Wamba.
Have to be something sexual.
Yeah, it's got to be something sexual. I'm just trying to, like, there was Titty Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wamba Wednesday.
Muff Monday.
Muff Monday. Hey, we should do Muff Monday. There was all his days. All his day pants free Friday. All his day had some kind of sexual had a sexual thing to him. And all of his daily bits, they all derived from, the whole purpose was for him to go out with the mobile unit and listeners to drive by and flash him their nudity. Hey, this is when you drive by and show me your titties. Or this is when you drive by and show me and pull down your pants. And I don't know why he thought that someone would want to do that, but he was convinced. He was convinced that somehow his days were going to lead, that he wanted to do, were going to lead to him getting, to him seeing nude parts of listeners.
Well, it must have worked, didn't it?
I could be misremembering, but I thought Wednesday was Wamba Wednesday. I thought it was, or it was something like that. See, I wish Rocky was still around. Rocky would remember, but it was some kind of, it was a weird, like there was hey, we should do No Muff Monday, where they go by and show me that they have hardwood floors. It was always weird stuff like that. It was always weird. It was always some kind of weird, it was always some weird something with Jimmy. Jim the photographer always had a weird, there's always some weird something or other with him, There's always some bizarre reasoning for everything he did. Fat 420 says, was it Wang Wednesday? Yeah. This is when you drive by and show me your wangs. Wet Wang Wednesday. No, but Wednesday was something. But for some reason, I think it was Wamba, but maybe it wasn't Wamba. But it was Muff Monday, Titty Tuesday, something.
Well,
Wednesday.
Wednesday's the hump day, so he probably wanted to hump somebody.
Yeah, it was something. And Thursday was Thong Thursday. Every day, it was and we would have these meetings, and he would go, "Hey, we should do Titty Tuesday," and everybody would go, "No, we're not doing Titty Tuesday." And the whole thing would be like, I'd go. So sometimes I would go, "Well, explain to me what blah 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 is," and it would always be, "Well, we go out in the mobile unit, and when we're out in the mobile unit, the listeners drive by. And when they drive by, they pull down the they pull down their pants and show us there." And it was always him him looking at listeners' nudity was always the purpose of the day. There was no other purpose. It's Thong Thursday. What do you want to do on Thong Thursday, Jimmy? I don't even know why I'd ask, because like he's gonna say, we're gonna find homeless people who don't have underwear, and we're purchasing thongs to give away. No, that was never it. It was always, well, I'm gonna go out on the street, and then when I'm out there, people will drive by and drop their pants and show me and bend over and show me their good-looking thongs. It was always some perverted thing like that. But this is, and I gotta tell you, we would have different meetings every day, but one of the big meetings was at the end of the week where we would plan the next week. And it would just be like an overview meeting, sort of, sort of a big, it would be like one big look at that would be like the day when we say, well, next Thursday is a donut day or whatever. It's the day they're giving away free donuts. Or next Tuesday's Elvis's birthday. We would go over stuff like that. And then we'd always have to put up with, hey, you know what we should do next week? What is it, Jim? We should do Titty Tuesday. We should do Titty Tuesday. And he would bring it up every freaking week, like it was the first time he had ever brought it up. And so, of course, I'd be going, no, we're not doing that. And this was 1990, well, this was 94 through 2005. And it was never, and his ideas were never anything that would make the show better, It was never like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to wear a thong, or I'm going to go out and I'm going to show whatever to everybody on the show. And it was when Lamb and I were doing the show, is when he first started, and Lamb and I would go, no. And then when I brought the show to Springfield, it would, we would eventually, it would be me going, no, we're not doing that. And then in the middle, in between the Lytle and Lamb Network and the Springfield show, I was in New York, and I would call back to Springfield and talk to Jimmy. And I would say, we're doing a show, here. And I'd want ideas. And he would always go, hey, you know what you should do? What, Jimmy? Titty Tuesday. You should do Titty Tuesday. Because he would really enunciate the T's of titty. And the E would almost sound like an A. It would be Titty Tuesday. Yeah. So I had to put up with that all the time. So anyway, I'm here along with Nick.
Good morning.
Nick Tuck _78. And Steve, of course, is here again.
Good morning.
People are noticing Steve is on the show every day. People are starting to notice that they're like, and they're asking me. I'm getting questions like, why are you having Steve on every day? I like having Steve on. He's just, I don't know. I got a kick out of Steve.
Yeah.
By the way, there doesn't need to be any other reason than that.
That's your show.
Yeah, I got a kick out of him. There you go. There's the reason. I did get another. I got another message yesterday, Nick. I got another message that said, Ray, why are you teasing Nick about his racism? I'm not.
Why are you? That can't be the question. Why are you teasing him about his racism? I don't have any racism.
That was the question they asked. They go, why are you teasing Nick about his racism?
How can you be teasing me about something I don't have?
That would be my response. That would have been my response. But yeah, they asked, like, they say, why are you teasing Nick about his racism? And by the way, I'm not. That's not what I've been doing. They're talking about the Biz Marquee thing, which has been somehow that's been 2 days worth of stuff.
Apparently,
the Biz Marquee, which, by the way, the poor guy died. But you say he's just a friend. He died, and I was giving Nick grief about the fact that he used every time somebody died, he would put a black box up and white lettering. He'd put the name of the person who died. Okay, that's all it was. So I was teasing Nick. I said, I noticed you didn't do it for Biz Marquee. And
I haven't done it for a lot of people that have died recently.
So the point was that he doesn't do that.
And see, he doesn't acknowledge that. See, Ray doesn't acknowledge that I just said that.
Well, yeah,
completely glosses it over.
Nick stopped doing that, and I didn't realize it. So I asked Nick what happened to Biz Marquee, and he said, I don't do that anymore. I said, well, I noticed you did it for, and I pointed out the last times he had done it.
Yeah. I can't choose who dies by race.
They just happen to be Caucasian.
They just happen.
And I'm like, you had done it for, this Caucasian person. But that's what started the whole
death has no color in my eye.
That's what started the whole racist, questioning.
That's
so now they're asking.
That's what started your shit.
Yeah. So now they're asking why I'm picking on him over his racism. I'm not picking on him for his racism.
Over my racism. Once again.
I'm not picking on it. Yeah.
The words that we're saying.
Well, I can't help with that.
Imply things.
Yes, absolutely.
So stop it.
That's not why I'm picking on him. I'm picking on him because he stopped putting up the names of dead people. That's why I'm picking on him.
No. Nice shift.
No, I'm just saying,
You're the one that brought it up first, so don't think that you're not to blame for this.
Well, I'm simply reading the text messages that I get. That's all I'm saying. You're
not giving me grief because I didn't put up a death notice of just a regular person. You gave me grief because Biz Marquee happens to be African American, and the last ones I put up happen to be white people. That's what you got at.
That's what I teased you. That's exactly what I did.
Yes.
But I didn't call it your racism. The listener called it your racism. I never called that outright racism.
No, you just implied it.
I just pointed it out. I didn't.
And you implied it.
Come right out and say it was racist.
And
I just pointed out.
And the way you word things.
I don't know what
Make
you're
it-
talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're getting at.
He's teasing me about his racism. I'm teasing about his racism. Those words.
They asked why I was giving you grief about your racism, and I'm saying
See, there it is again, giving me grief about my race. I don't have any racism.
well, that's what they wrote. What I'm
Doesn't
saying
matter.
is I don't think that's what I was doing.
It was exactly what you were doing.
Yeah. I was teasing him about his
Possible racism.
well, I
Even
know
though it doesn't exist.
I was teasing him about the death thing. It had nothing to do with
Yeah, you were teasing me about the death thing along with the racism. Don't gloss over that.
well, I don't know what you're getting at.
Don't sidestep that right there.
I don't know what you're getting at.
You don't know what I'm getting at. You should be in politics.
Thank you. I'm just saying, and here's what I'm saying. That Nick was trying to make a point how he was not gonna honor the dead anymore. And that's what I was teasing. I wasn't giving him grief about who am I to stop racism? who
Who am I to stop racism?
Who am I to put an end to racism? I mean,
Yeah,
I wish I could. I pray.
you are no activist.
I pray I could stop racism. I really do.
You do not even have a dream.
But I'm a realist. And I know that I could not be the one to end racism. So therefore I was teasing Nick about his views on death. That's what I was doing. So I was not teasing him about his racism. Although it makes me very
can you give me the definition of what is?
Although it makes me very sad.
Mr. Clinton.
I was not teasing him. I was not teasing him over it. So I just wanted to point that out. There you go. And I think I don't know. I think I did a pretty good job of pointing it out.
No, you didn't.
Just
you
me.
did a pretty terrible job because there were people asking why you were giving me shit about.
There are people
me being
asking.
racist.
Yes. There are people asking. That
so you did
correct.
you did a terrible job.
Perhaps one could say that. Yes,
And
perhaps.
I have to ask: are they coming to my defense and they're giving you crap about it?
I don't think so.
No.
No. I don't think so. They seem to be No, they seem to be wording things. They seem to be wording things that would put you in
a bad light.
Not in a bad light, but they're wording things
in a questionable light.
Yeah. They're wording things in a way.
Well, I guess this is good enough to segue into my next podcast show. What's the deal with ethnic people?
Yeah. If that's what you're into.
Coming up on Sundays on the Disaster Radio Network.
I just wanted to point out that it was not that they were wrong when they said that I like to poke fun at Nick's racism. I find nothing fun in it. I find nothing fun about that. So they wanted to know why I was, poking fun at your racism. And I just want to say that I don't find that very funny at all. So anyway, there's a new photo. There's a new Morning Disaster logo. Have you seen it?
Yes.
I just shared it. Do you see who's on the logo?
I do.
It's got thin Nick, in shape Nick's on the logo. It's got the full size Nick. I took the fattest head of the fattest person, which is just me. It's just my head. And then I took Sean Bolin's head and Nikki's head. And then there's thick Nick. It's got his whole body. Got his whole body up there. I should. Yeah. There you go. So I just wanted to point out that the new logo went up and it's got thin Nicks on it. Yeah, Pete's saying, where's Steve? I don't know. Maybe I should get a picture of Steve. I should replace. Maybe I could replace.
There's not enough room.
Maybe I could replace Sean with Steve. You know. Yeah, Adam says Steve should be on. He's on more than Sean and Nikki. That's true. Yeah. So I just need to get a. I mean, I'll be honest. There's only one reason I picked the Sean Bolin photo. Because it's so bad. It's such a bad photo that I took pleasure. I took pleasure in how bad he looked.
Makes you look better by comparison.
Well, he just looks so bad. So I took pleasure in it. And so if I can get a bad picture of Steve, then I could put him on, But Sean looked incredibly fat in that photo, so I was like, that's the one I should use. Yeah. So I got and it makes me look better, I mean, I'm not sure what Sean's doing in the photo, but he does look he doesn't look well in it. Well, but Nick looks good. The other photo I got was you're in your shorts and you just look ridiculous. I couldn't use that one. You know what I mean? So you look professional in this photo with your tie and everything. So there's the new logo. At least, the new one for now. But I might put Steve's photo up on it. Also, I put the Patreon tiers up. And I'm going to we'll start taking Patreon at the beginning of, or the end of this month. You know what I mean? The new Patreon tiers are up. Tier 1 through 5. They look pretty cool, I think. But they have, there's also an added gift that people get from Patreon. There's an added gift that they'll get when they when they go through Patreon. And I want to I want to make sure people like the new gifts that are going to be given with I want to make sure they'll like the new gifts that will be given with the different tiers. And I don't know if anyone has seen the Patreon page yet, but there's an announcement of what the tiers are and what you receive. But I don't just want to blurt that out. I want the reaction to be, I want the reaction to be genuine, okay? When we announce what it says. So we'll read the what the tiers are. But I got to be honest, I never go to the page from that aspect. Like I only see the page from the aspect of editing things on it. So I don't know how it works, but I put it up and literally I put it up and then someone literally it says someone just deleted. So I'm not sure. Maybe what I put up rubs someone the wrong way because it said they just deleted their Patreon pledge. But basically, it's got the tiers. Okay. Oh, awesome. Oh, so Adam bought. Hey, Adam. Thanks, buddy. I just saw that. And that's awesome. And then when you I can't reveal it yet. But if I see where it comes up on the page, I'll bring it up, and then I want to watch the response from, I want to see the response from the person who's going to be affected by it. And I'm not sure where that comes up, because here's the other thing. I was also looking for like where I could make members of I could take like Nick, for example, and make him and make Nick a patron, you know what I mean? But I can't figure that, I can't figure that out either, because I wanted to get him, a way to see everything, and I don't even know how to do that. I can't figure, and I'd like to give Sean Ballent, like get Sean to have as well a patron membership, but I can't figure all that stuff out. So I need to figure some things out. So there you go. But I do I want somebody to find it and read the things they get. So Fat420 says, I'll know in a few months if I'm going to be a scholarship recipient or not. He says he changed a few things to his health insurance. He'll probably be a lowly $5. He'll probably be a lowly $5 sub, not the fancy $15. No, that's one of $5 subs is more than enough, Fat420. You're not lowly. I will refuse to let people call you a lowly $5 sub. They can make fun of you for other things. Not being a lowly $5 sub. We certainly would not allow that. So, yeah. But I was hoping that somebody would find it and read what I'm talking about, but I have no idea how to do that. So, all right, here's what it is. There is the different tiers, right? There's the different tiers, and it says there's extra, that when you buy a tier, you get some extra stuff too. That's what I was specifically bringing up, but I don't know where to find that. because I never look at the page from that perspective. I only look at the page from, So if somebody would look at the Patreon, maybe you can find what I'm talking about.
Give me a second here.
Yeah. Because I just want someone to read it and see the reaction. Yeah. Adam's looking at the Patreon page, I guess, in the chat room. Adam, yes or no? Do you see what I'm getting? Do you see what I'm getting at? Let me know if you can understand what I'm getting at. Just a yes or a no if he's even seen it yet. Yeah. And all this stuff is, I think it all starts next week. So, but if people are going to buy today, maybe I'll start putting up the daily disasters. Maybe I'll start putting them up like tomorrow or something. Hello, you're on the Morning Disaster.
Howdy, guys. It's listener Adam.
Oh, hey, Adam. What's up, buddy?
Not too much. Do you want me to read the tier stuff?
Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm in Patreon right now.
There's a specific extra added content or bonus content that I want.
Yeah, that comes on. It looks like all of the tiers.
Yes. That's what I want you to read.
But like honestly, I think there should be different levels of this particular.
There can be.
Extra,
Yeah.
Yes. I don't want to give too much away about it.
Yes.
But I think me and you know what we're talking about here.
Yes. Where do you see it? Where do you see it? Because I'm,
Okay, so
where's it at when you go to the page?
I'm going to tell you how I get to it on the phone app.
Okay.
Okay. So you just go into Patreon.
All right.
And then at the bottom, I go to account.
Okay.
And then it shows that I have however many memberships under my account.
All right.
So I click on my name, and then I go under Morning Disaster.
Okay.
That takes me to the Morning Disaster page. Now under this, it gives you the options for overview, posts, community. If you go to overview, it then gives you an option for tiers.
Okay.
And then under tiers is where you see the glorious extras that you get.
Yeah, that's the one I just put up there, and I can't see that. So I'd like to.
Yeah, I saw this it was like a little after midnight last night. And I told you I would, and I try to be a man of my word if I can.
Yeah.
So I did.
So
I don't know if I'm your first tier 5 or not.
Yeah, you're the first. You're the first
5.
person that found it. You're the first anyone. Nobody found it until you did.
Yep. So
yeah,
I am a tier 5 sub, just like I promised.
Thank you.
That's right, Ray. I am your sub. I guess you're my massa.
Thank
you.
Yeah, because I hadn't even set the. I got to get in there and try to set it to where I don't want everybody paying now and then having to pay again. You know what I mean? On the first, I'm trying to figure out how to get all that stuff done yet. So I hadn't even made it public, but you're the first person that actually bought something.
Okay, I see it now too.
Yeah, what is?
I would probably change the wording of the different tiers of that particular item.
Yeah.
So instead of like the $5 one being hot, we'll just leave it at that. We could put like mild, and then
Yes.
the people who get up to the 20 get who will get
Caliente and extra
Yeah,
caliente.
yeah, exactly.
So
That's perfect.
you're saying that the $5 tier would be mild.
Mild. Yes.
And then
like kind of like a Scoville scale.
right, the $10 would be the somewhat, you know. And then as we move up to the top
Spicy.
one,
We can put spicy.
and as we move to the top one, we get to full on, you know.
Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be careful how to tell you to rate this without giving away what it is.
Yeah.
I think the $20 one should be labeled as panty dropping, whatever it is.
That's actually good. Oh God.
Well,
Grab a
I
towel.
mean, we could
Oh,
use
shit.
Jimmy's titles for the different days on there to
It's Titty
display what
Tuesday.
these could be.
So would one of you
What?
guys like to reveal what the extra added content is on the tiers?
Say, I have no problem telling people
Well,
if you want me to.
If you get the $5 a month version, you will get
Yeah.
mild photos of Steve. The $8 one will get you spicy, but still mild photos of Steve.
Right.
The $10
Yeah.
will get you spicy photos of Steve. The 15 will get you hot photos of Steve. And the $20 will get you
tier
the
5. I think
the
the
panty
tier 5
dropping
needs to be
photos of Steve.
Panty dropping photos of Steve.
Yes.
So that's why
I would either
everybody's
do
deleting.
that or it would be the muy
Oh.
caliente photos of Steve.
That's why you have people deleting it already. Nobody wants to see any pictures of Steve.
Oh my God, that's great.
The $5 one could be something as simple as Steve flashing an ankle.
Oh God. Yeah. So
Tier 5.
The
maybe,
tiers
I don't
also
know,
include-
Steve flashing a titty. I don't know.
the tiers also include photos of Steve. So this means that we'll have Steve take some photos, and we'll include those
Yeah.
for the
I've heard that the tier 5 photos of Steve is
Yeah.
enough to even get Nikki wet.
look
Okay.
at that.
Yeah, we were trying to gain listeners, not lose them.
Yeah, there you go. So that's what they'll get.
It's Hitachi levels of stuff on tier 5 for
Yeah.
Nikki.
So now I got to figure out how I post and how I make sure that,
Certain tiers get certain things.
yeah, like I'm going to try to post something now, but I'm going to post it to where only Adam can see it because Adam is the only one who has bought one of the new tiers. So I'm going to try to post it to where I'm going to post it where Adam can see it. I'm going to try.
Okay. All right, so I'm
while-
in the post.
While
on
you're on the
Patreon.
phone, Adam, I want you to tell me if you could see it. Hold on.
I know, Ray. These computers are complicated.
Well, I'm just trying to type something out quick, All right.
It better not be a photo of Steve's titty.
No, it's not a
I
photo
don't
of
do
Steve.
that this early in the morning.
All right. I'm just trying to I'm trying to send it to a select tier.
Plus, it's Wednesday. It's not Titty Tuesday.
Titty Tuesday.
It's Wet Wednesday, so you got to
Okay,
send a panty dropping
I got it.
photo.
Did you get it? You
I
already
got
got it?
Yep, I got it.
Listen, I like that. How about that? So you got it and you're good, right?
Yep, I got it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep it to myself because I'm a tier 5 and no one else is.
Yeah. You're
So
the
they
only
need to pony up to find out.
you're the only one who has seen that.
Yeah.
So there we go.
And I understand if other people can't, maybe immediately or whatever. And I may not be able to keep it up, all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to.
Yeah.
Because you get extra stuff out of it.
Yeah.
So,
It's amazing. And I really appreciate it. And I'll start I wasn't going to start till next week, but I'll put some stuff up, I'll put some stuff up like a classic podcast. I'll put one up tomorrow or later today or whatever. Why not, right?
Yeah.
And I'll start putting the daily disaster stuff up immediately.
Yeah, you want to get people on there real quick? Put up some of the New York classic ones that you just got.
Oh, literally, I have it. I mean, I've got to go through them and record and edit all. Yeah, so I got to go through all that stuff too. But yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
But yeah,
for sure, because that's new content to us.
Yeah, it's gonna be new content to me. I haven't heard that stuff forever. However, my old producer on that show, or my old my buddy Paulie from that show, he does the Syracuse Syracuse sports, basketball and stuff. And they're coming to Peoria. They're coming to Peoria to do the basketball tournaments going on. Are you guys familiar with it? There's something called the basketball tournament, and they're playing in Peoria, I think next week or whatever it is. They're playing in Peoria, and Paulie and they're coming this weekend, and Paulie and his group are doing the game. So he sent me a message saying he's going to be in Peoria this weekend.
Cool.
So I didn't have the heart to tell him I have no intention of going to Peoria, but I'd love to see Paulie. I just don't want to,
leave the house.
Yeah, but I mean, I look like shit, I looked a lot better last time I saw Paulie. I don't want him to see me like this, but he's a great guy. But he's on that show. And like I said, now he's doing he runs a sports station there, and they're covering whatever the Syracuse team is in the basketball tournament. So he's coming to Peoria this weekend. So he sent me a message, I'm not sure if he wants me. I don't know if he wanted me to go see him or what, but I love Paulie. He's a fantastic guy.
Yeah.
But I really don't want him to see me because I'm sort of embarrassing now.
Yeah.
I really am. Like my wife and daughter, we were looking at places to live, okay? And so they're actually going, because I've talked about the rental situation and what a pain it is.
Yeah.
Because everybody's selling. Well, now there was a rental, and my wife and daughter went and looked at it. But they looked at it like they didn't even want to take me to look at it.
Yeah. So you could essentially be moving into a place you've never seen before.
Yeah, I will be. Because I've never seen it.
Yeah.
because I think they're sort of embarrassed. They don't want anybody to see me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That they don't want anybody to see me. That's what I think.
Would you have went if they'd asked?
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
would have. I would have tried to find a way. I
You
might have
should
wanted.
So
say-
they could have like video chatted you while they were looking
Yeah.
at the place.
Oh, yeah, they didn't. They didn't offer. They didn't even take. By the way, they didn't even take a picture.
That just means they're going to make the decision without you.
Yeah. My wife got mad at me, and I forgot what I said yesterday. I said something that got her going, and she goes, and she said, "quote out of anger, you can just go live by, you can just go live by yourself." And I heard it, and she like immediately after she said it, she immediately kind of took it back. You know what I'm talking about, Nick? Like she sort of she said it and then like immediately recoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, she immediately regretted what she said
But I heard it.
after she realized what she said.
And I acted like I didn't, but I heard it.
Yeah.
And she was implying that perhaps I should be looking for like, you know, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment on my own. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, no matter how she meant it or whether, you know, the fact that she took it back, none of that matters. It still came out of her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank
it's
you.
going to hurt regardless.
Yeah, and I acted like I didn't, but I heard every second of it.
Yeah, it's like an
I
arrow
heard-
to the heart.
I heard every second of it. Every second. But they went and looked at the house and this is the one that's near Jason. This is the house, I think it was Cindy and Holly sent it. They were the ones that sent me this particular house. And they saw it and like immediately, because when that stuff goes up, you've got to
Oh,
immediately
yeah.
get your, you know,
Yeah.
get your
Get your name in.
and yeah, get that stuff in so you can look at it. And they went and looked at it without me. And you know, and then you there's a whole, you've got to do a background check,
Yeah.
a credit check, and you have to show I mean, geez, they want so much stuff anymore just to
Yeah.
rent the home.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they saw that, you know, you were involved and they're like, "Ah, shit, Bray."
Yeah. But now I've got him because she goes to me today and says, "I'm going to need you to sign whatever." So something has to be signed. Something has to be signed. And it's got to be signed, you know, today.
It's a do not resuscitate order.
Because even if we get this place, the move-in wouldn't be till like middle of the month, you know, like August, whatever, 15th or whatever. So, but they need something signed. So she goes to me today and very kindly and brings up, "Oh, well, you'll have to sign blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Really? I don't sign things without reading them." Like I bring that up, you know, letting her know that I'm going to have to read.
Well, and it's like signing for a car, you know, to own it, and you've never seen the car.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I've got to go through and sign something. So we must be getting close. We must be getting close to something if they need things signed. You know what I mean?
Well, you could always
Can you
tell her.
ask Deirdre to go back there and video chat with you so you can see the house?
No, they've obviously just decided that that's where whatever.
Wow.
Well,
I
I
personally
think-
wouldn't think
I
it'd
think
be
the fact
too
that they've
much
been picky.
to like video chat you, so you can see where you're going to be living.
The fact that they've been picky, what?
I think the fact that they've been picky on where they wanted to live in the first place means they probably picked a pretty good place.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
but they were picky. But listen, the biggest thing is the bathrooms.
Yeah.
They want an indoor bathroom and they want you to have an outhouse near
they want
near the pool house, so you don't have to live in the same house as them.
Yeah, there was some kind of the bathroom was a big issue with them,
Yeah.
which I don't understand because I made a statement when my wife was talking about, and this is in general, new place in general. When we finally get a new place, and she goes, there will be your bathroom. And I said, I'm an adult. I will use whatever fucking bathroom I feel like using. You know what I mean? I was like that. That's how I
Yeah, I mean, general rule is if you need to go, you use the closest
Yes.
bathroom to you.
I said I will use whatever bathroom I feel like using. Oh my god, I thought she was going to grab a knife. She was very she was not on board with, with my use of whatever bathroom that I wanted to use.
So she grabbed a knife, started sharpening it, and said, "Really, will you now?"
Well, it looked like she was gonna grab a knife. It really did. So I,
You got to choose which hill you're going to die on.
yeah. So I ended the conversation. I ended the conversation for her own good.
For her own good.
Yeah, because I could tell she was getting very irate by the thought of, thought she was getting very irate by the thought of somehow me going to whatever bathroom I wanted to. So
Yeah, we don't need to have like News Channel 20 at your house stating that you died and Deirdre's going to jail and
yeah.
over
You hear
a
the word-
bathroom.
You hear the words, "I'll do it again," as she's
Yeah.
being led to the car.
And then she keeps bringing up, like, I don't know how she thinks I found this place, but like 3 times, and this is in the last 24 hours, she has reiterated, "How did you find?" And I said, "Well, Holly and Cindy, 2 of our listeners, Holly and Cindy, they said they send me, and it was also sent. It was sent days later by like Jason and even Steve, like sent me messages. But the first ones I got, and this happened like so many weeks ago, it was Holly and Cindy both sent me messages on the same day, basically saying, "Hey, I just saw this." You know what I mean? And they sent, and it was like the day they posted it was this house in Leland Grove. And so that's how we found the house. So my wife has asked me, several times over the last so long, like how we found. So I don't know if she's questioning how I found the house or what? I don't.
What does it matter?
Yeah, that's my thing is that who but this is who found the house, but she's questioning me like like I found it from some other means or something.
Yeah. It's like, no, you used your connections and considerable skills to locate this house.
Well, and then it's because Steve always sends me trailers. He sends me.
Does he always send you hot pictures of himself?
No,
Oh, hell no.
he always sends rental listings for trailers. You know what I mean? For manufactured
Yeah.
homes, which I find fine. I would love to live in a manufactured home, but
Your
not
wife and daughter on
not
the
my
other hand.
not my no, not my wife.
Well,
She's,
see, I guess I just sit when I look at those and I see pet friendly. I think, oh, okay, they got
Yeah.
2 cats and a dog. That's what I gotta go for.
So I
see
always
3
go,
bathrooms. Yeah.
So I always tell her, I say, hey, Steve sent me. I go, hey, Steve sent me a new rental listing. And she says, and she goes, I don't want to see what Steve's
Yeah, he stabbed me at the Sliders game.
because Steve always sends. She goes, I don't want to see any trailer. Steve sends trailers. Steve sent one listing over. It was very nice. And I went to show her the tub of what Steve sent over. Oh my God.
Yeah, a lot of those have really nice tubs.
Oh,
Yeah, they're nice.
You'd think, but the wall. There was something on the wall. And my wife was so offended by it. She goes, look at how filthy.
Did she forget that at one point in time you and her broke a shower wall
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We
and
did.
taped it up?
Yeah. Yeah, she gets so angry.
It's like, okay, so you get a little bit of magic eraser,
Yeah, she gets
scrub it out.
She's so I think that's why she's asking me like to make sure.
Steve didn't send it.
Yeah, she wants to make sure Steve didn't send it. So I tell her, I go, it's Holly and Cindy are the ones that sends it. And she
So
goes,
was she upset because 2 girls sent it?
no, she goes,
Maybe she thinks they're trying to get you to move closer to them.
no, here's my wife. My wife goes, oh, I like Cindy. Cindy's really nice.
Yeah. Hey, your wife's gonna be racist.
No, not racist, sexist.
Thank God that's
Yeah,
off my back now.
sexist. There you go.
I go,
but not in public, just covertly.
I tell her, I go, no, it's Holly and Cindy. And she goes, oh, I like Cindy. And I go, you don't like Steve? She goes, I like Cindy. She got us, she sent because Cindy once sent a thing over to my house that had a bundt cake. There was a gift certificate for bundt cake things. And my wife's like, oh, and I met her at the game. She was so nice. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, she just wanted to make sure that, like, I don't know if she thought Steve sent over, if she thought Steve sending this place to us somehow would make the place less than or what, but she's very concerned. And I'm like, no, it's Holly and Cindy sent it to me. That's how I found it. And I called the realtor as soon as I saw it, you know.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure Steve didn't send it.
I say, does that place come with complimentary Jason wheelchair rides occasionally?
But
Like,
here's
is he gonna
the
take-
thing.
Is
Here's
he Is he going to take you for a walk around the neighborhood? Or
Here's the thing:
something?
is Steve did send it. He just sent it weeks after Holly and City did, so I didn't even bring it up to her. But Steve did send that exact property to me.
Well, don't tell her that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know if she somehow is afraid it's going to turn into a trailer once we, if we move in or whatever. Then it will suddenly turn into a trailer. But she seems to be, concerned that Steve was somehow involved in it.
Superpower.
Yeah. Steve got us a transformer house.
Yeah. The ability to turn any house into a ratty trailer.
Yep. There you go. So, yeah, they went and looked at the house without me. But now they need me to sign something. So, I'm pretty sure that the
Now's when I would say, well, you need to sign something. But wait a minute. I have an appointment to go look at a 1-bedroom
yeah.
for myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. How comfortable is that couch?
Yeah.
Or chair. I mean, you did get a pretty comfortable recliner, right?
Yeah. I got a recliner from Hendrix. And by the way, I go back to Hendrix again and get myself some new,
Get yourself a new bed.
Get myself some new furniture. Yeah.
To furnish your 1-bedroom, 1-bath.
But she goes, I see DC's in the chat. Get ready, DC, because my wife yesterday, I swear to God, yesterday, she actually said, and there's 2 people in the chat room. This would, she actually said, she used DC and she was complaining about Pete living in Atlanta not that long ago. But she said, she goes, well, I'm just going to text DC, but he never texts me back. And I go, well, well, DC texts me.
Uh-oh.
Well, you know what I mean, but my wife is, he never, so I guess she's somehow got some kind of beef with DC not texting her back or something. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but she was complaining about him yesterday. So I just, no, Pete, my wife was complaining because you live in Atlanta. But she wasn't saying anything bad about it. She was just saying that because here's what it is. Okay, so we've been trying to get a place forever. As you guys know, we've been trying to get a place forever to live. I mean, the guy who owns the place we live in, this guy went to us in April maybe or whatever it was, saying that he had a deal to sell his house to one of his family members. Okay. And he wanted us out, and we're like, hey man, look, as soon as we get a place, we'll get out, because our lease has been up for a while, And so we've been looking for a place for all these months, and we finally have got some. We couldn't even get into a place to look at one, because something would go up for rent. We would schedule looking at it, and before we'd even look at it, they'd sell it. Like they would end up deciding, oh, we're going to sell. Like you couldn't find a rental. And so now these rentals are out, and my my wife is pointing out, you know, that we really want this one. So in fact, I've got to sign something today to somehow for us to get it or whatever the hell it is. So I feel pretty confident that this, obviously we're going to get this place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's the deal. If we get this place, we wouldn't move in until the middle of August is when we would move in. And I don't know how we're going to move. We don't have anybody to help us move or anything. So I don't even know how we're going to move in, but here's the deal. My wife and daughter are going to Texas in August. So
you might have to move into a place you've never seen before by yourself.
Well, yeah, so we'll move in. We'll move in, but then they're going to leave. So I'll be in a place, a brand new place, and it'll just be me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so my wife says, you're going to need.
I'm sorry, Ray. I gotta let you go. I have Springfield Clinic on the other line.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. Adam. Yeah. So my wife says, she goes, we got to get people. Who's going to help you? And because literally I'll need people to come by the house to walk the dog or to get, help me get something to or need something to get a little food or whatever, And my wife is saying, well, your brother Goose. So I got my brother Goose can come by and help a little bit. And then she was very happy with saying, well, if we get that house, Jason lives just a few blocks away. And then she goes, oh, it's a shame that Pete lives in Atlanta. Because she's remembering when she would take off, even before Bella was born, when she would not be around, Pete would always come to town, hang out. We'd go to dinner, and we'd also go to drinks, which she wasn't always aware of. But Pete would come to town, and we'd go hang out. So she goes, "Oh, Pete lives in Atlanta." So she was complaining about him living so far. But then she goes, "Well, couldn't Nick swing by on his way home from work?" And I go, "Nick lives in Champaign." She goes, he lives in Champaign?
Yeah.
And I go, yeah. My wife goes, I thought he lived in Chatham. I said, that was years ago. So she's very concerned with what's going to happen.
Now
she's very
concerned.
Yeah, she's concerned with what's going to happen. With what's gonna happen when she's in Texas, you know what I mean? Yeah, DC has brought food by, so I think I'd be okay,
Sure, you would be.
But she's very concerned with she's very concerned what's going to happen, whatever. So anyway, and if it all comes down, like if I sign what needs to be signed or whatever, and then we could end up getting this place and then moving in, and then they would be leaving, and it could all be happening like boom, 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 like that. So there are some concerns, but I don't even know how to move it. I don't even know how we'd move in. And Pete said she doesn't want to come back to your riding. Yeah. I think the fear is they come back from Texas and there I am dead in the house. They don't want that. And they're going, and I don't know how long they're going for. I have because God forbid they go over any of it with me. Like, by the way, I didn't even know that I didn't even know this was going on. I found out from my mother-in-law's Instagram. My mother-in-law's Instagram, she put something up and said, "Oh, I'm looking so forward to seeing my daughter and granddaughter when they're coming to town, next month or whatever." And I was like, "What?" Yeah, so that's when I realized that that's what was going on. So, yeah. So who knows? But I'm going through this. I can't even walk right now. Literally, I can't walk. So, it's going to be an interesting time. Me trying to figure out a new place and not being able to walk is going to be pretty interesting. Oh, well. Yeah. So that's what we got to figure out. And my wife is going to be in Texas and, so if she and my daughter are gone, maybe there is a fear that I'll be dead and they'll come back to a rotting corpse dead in a recliner. Who knows? So, yeah. That's what's happening.
Seems like you're going to have to get some cameras for the house.
Yeah. Well, it is nice. I mean, it's in a section. I've never lived in this section of town before, but it seems nice. So we'll see, We'll see. DC says, I'll text Deidre today and get her story. Well, just leave out anything that's going to get me in trouble. I don't want to be stabbed. And we'll leave it at that. So, yeah. So I don't know what, if we're going to get, I don't know how that stuff's all working, but if it does happen, it does seem to be, I'm not even sure how we're going to move. I'll have to tell her that Steve's offered to help move everything. He's got some kind of Beverly Hillbillies truck or something.
Yeah. We can make it look like that.
That he wants to help us move.
I got a trailer and a truck.
Yeah.
If you get the people loaded, I'll move it.
Yeah. I don't know who will help, but it'd be awesome if they do. So that's what's going on. Yeah. So if she was bitching to me saying that she texted DC and he didn't text her, so she's angry at him, I guess. But my wife also told me, she said, I have text. She goes, I've text Jason. She goes, I've text Jason and he didn't text back. And I go, Jason didn't text you? She goes, Jason didn't text me back. And she goes, and I blame that fucking TJ. And I don't even know. I don't even know what she's getting at. But she was getting angry at Jason. And I'm like, I go, honey, because there was one time she sent Jason money on Venmo or something. and then he didn't receive it. And I go, are you sure are you sure you did it right? And she's like, then she gets too, at the thought of somehow me accusing her of doing something wrong, I don't want to get into that conversation. So I cut it off quick, but she was claiming that both DC and Jason are somehow rejecting her text. And I'm just thinking that seems, and somehow she's got, and somehow in her head, there's a plot between TJ. There's a plot between Jason and fucking TJ.
Good Lord.
That's, yeah, I know, right? Doesn't it? It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but that's what's going on. So I don't know. These are conversations I've had with her in the last literally 48 hours. So there's some kind of, so I'm not sure, but there's some kind of conspiracy plot involving that fucking TJ and Jason, where my wife was like, I don't know if I trust him. I'm like, I go, what do you mean you don't trust him? I go, the guy has pushed me around in a wheelchair. Of course you can trust him. I don't know what's going on. That fucking So she's mad at TJ for something. And now there's a conspiracy and all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. It's nuts.
You just don't have friends worth the shit when your wife's eyes.
Yeah. Well, some of them. No, some of the people. Some of my friends she thinks the world of. Which I thought Jason was one of them. But then this Jason stuff, that's literally in the last 24 to 48. She thinks Nick is the fucking a gift from God. He loves fucking Nick. But
say that again. I need that on on tape.
It's just crazy. Like, this Jason stuff came out of nowhere, and I'm like, it's Jason. I mean, I give Jason a lot of shit when I go fucking Jason this, fucking Jason that, but Jason's great. I love Jason. He's a wonderful person, and he's a great guy. And but I thought she felt the same way, but now she's somehow there's some kind of question going up between my wife and Jason. It's crazy, but it's because she's convinced that he won't text her back or something. And I go, that's crazy, Jason. So she's got to have the wrong number or something, right?
More than likely.
Yeah. So there's probably somebody out there that's getting text saying, hey, Jason, that isn't him, going, who the fuck is, But my wife is somehow convinced that there's some secret
plot.
That TJ has some secret plot going.
There's shenanigans.
There's a TJ secret plot doing something to somehow harm me or her family. And Jason's in it with him. And, and somehow that has something to do with why Jason won't text her back. And I'm just like, obviously you're not texting, but I can't say that to her or else, she'll lose it and, go crazy on me. But I'm telling you, Jason's as loyal as anyone I've met. He's a great guy. And there is no conspiracy with TJ. There's no conspiracy with TJ and Jason or any of that shit. There just isn't, you know. But I don't want to I don't want to break up whatever she's got going on in her head. But there's no way she's texting Jason. She's got to be texting somebody else, and she somehow thinks it's Jason because Jason would text her back. I'm telling you, Jason would text her back. Like I talked to Jason last night over text or Facebook Messenger or something. You know what I mean? We chatted last night. But she somehow got it in her head that he's, you know, that there's some kind of, so I don't know what the conspiracy is, but there's some kind of conspiracy going on, a plot. And Jason is in on the Jason's in on the plot with TJ, who my wife referred to him as fucking TJ. So I don't know what TJ has done, but my wife is pissed. So all that stuff's going on. And I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it without, but ever since the ball game, my wife loves Nick. She likes Nick. She loves Nick and his wife and his little kid. I mean, she just loves you guys. She thought Steve was stuck up because he didn't acknowledge when she tried to introduce herself to him, but he's deaf. So, you know what I mean? I don't think Steve heard it.
Oh, I didn't. No.
Yeah.
And in my defense there, I sent her a message on Facebook Messenger, and she hasn't replied to that either. Apologizing for ignoring her at the game.
Yeah. So, yeah. But you guys have talked on Facebook before, right?
Yeah, she told me how to do the eggs at one time.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I think maybe I'm driving her crazy to the point of,
Yeah, that fucking DJ won't text me back.
But watch it, Steve, because she's gonna have you in the conspiracy plot with that fucking DJ.
Oh boy.
I want to be part of that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
I thought the DJ and Steve are going to get us into a trailer and we're going to live like trailer trash.
I don't know. All I know is what's come up in the last, 48 hours. But she's very concerned. But there's no way. So she's got DC's been a friend of mine for literally for a dozen years, or he's been hanging out, coming over to our house for whatever. I want to say at least a dozen years, maybe more than that. But she's claiming that he won't return her text, and I'm like, no, that's crazy, because of course DC would return a text. It's because my wife doesn't text a lot of people, you know what I mean, around me. And then all of a sudden, the two people that she claims she's texting, none of them are texting her back. That seems kind of, weird. And I definitely know DC would text her back because, well, they've texted forever, for years. And I know that Jason would too, because, Jason, I like, if I text him, it's literally within minutes, he texts me right back. And I think if my wife would text him, I think it'd be the same thing. So my So my thing is, I think she's texting I bet she doesn't have Jason's number. I bet she probably has somebody else's number.
No.
DC says, did somebody screw with her phone? No, she's got a new phone. Her old phone finally gave out, and she had to get a new phone. She's not happy about it, but she's had a new phone for maybe a month. Holly says maybe she's accidentally blocking numbers so they're not coming through. Holly says I did that once. Listen, it would not surprise me if it was something like that. It would not surprise me.
Because these new phones, you can push one button and screw them all up.
Yeah. So I don't know, but there is no conspiracy with TJ and Jason. Steve did not ignore her, and DC is not ignoring text. And Nick's a good guy.
But he lives in Champaign.
But nowhere as good as what she's got him as the level that she has somehow risen him to.
Excuse me?
And he lives in Champaign. So I don't know. So that's what's going on. So, by the way, DC Jason, you might want to text with her. I'm not getting involved, but you might want to text with her just to figure it out. But I'm telling you, I'm convinced she doesn't have the right number for Jason. It's got to be, because there's no way. Yeah, literally, like I texted 8:05 last night. I was texting Jason, and he immediately texted me back, and we were laughing and blah blah blah. And I'm telling you, if my wife would text him, it'd be the same thing. There is no plot between Jason and fucking DJ. I don't know what plot they'd have. So, I don't know. But my wife is very concerned. So, I don't know.
So DC and Jason, please.
Pete's saying,
feedback.
Pete says Steve did not intentionally ignore her. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So DC says he's already sent her a text. So, yeah. So hopefully, I don't know what, maybe it is her phone. I don't know. I'll bring up at lunch if she doesn't say anything. If she doesn't text you back, DC, I'll bring it up at lunch. I'll say, hey, DC sent you a text this morning. Because now I'm wondering if what Holly said, if she didn't somehow block numbers. You know what I mean? So I'll bring up that you definitely text her, and we'll go from there and get that figured out. Yeah. Holly says it's easy to do on the new phones. I don't know, because I have an Android phone, and my wife has an iPhone. And I will ask. I don't want to ask her I don't want to say what is Jason's number, because then she'll get mad at me for somehow, how dare you think I have the wrong number? You know what I mean? I don't want to get into that, thing. But I am convinced she doesn't have. I don't think she's got Jason's number. She's probably texting somebody else. And the guy who has that, or the person who has that phone goes, I don't know who this is, but they think I'm somebody named Jason. They think I'm someone named Jason. But I think her texting with Jason was just her texting him saying, hey, you and Amanda are going to, if we move to this house, you and Amanda are going to live by us. Is there any way you guys can help Ray? I think that's probably what it was. And then there was no text back because, that's what I think is happening. So that's what I think, but I don't know. Yeah. There was a list of things I wanted to talk about today, and I have gotten to none of them.
No, absolutely none of them.
I haven't, but we did get the spicy photos.
Oh, yeah.
Spicy photos by Steve going out to Patreon users.
Oh, boy.
We got, by the way, the new levels of Patreon are up. The new Patreon levels are up. The new tiers, anyway. The Milwaukee Bucks won the championship last night, as predicted by me. The Milwaukee Bucks are now the NBA champions. And the NBA season is finally over. And I miss it already. What am I going to bet on now? It was kind of cool. I'd won the last 4 NBA games.
Well, football starts, in September?
Yeah. So I can win with football. Yeah. But I'll save the rest of the stuff and I'll get to it on a later show. I did have some Sean Balint stuff, but I'll have to save that. So,
Will Sean be on tomorrow? Tomorrow's the Thursday show, right? Afternoon?
Yeah, I don't know if that wasn't going to start this week, but maybe it'll start this week.
Oh, well.
Maybe we'll start the Thursday afternoon show this week. I don't know.
Just let me know.
Yeah.
I don't want to get caught with no clothes on.
But I'll have well, none of us want that. Except the Patreons.
Yeah.
The Patreons, the patrons will want that. By the way, happy birthday to Fat 420.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to go to Speedway for his birthday.
It's here's what he wanted for his birthday was a scholarship to disaster shows.
Taken care of.
Yeah. He got that. But I did see on Facebook that it's Fat 420's birthday today, so yeah, so good for him. Good for him for turning another year older, my friend.
What about doing not a Patreon show tomorrow, but a Thursday show? That way we can see if we can get more different listeners to maybe.
Well, yeah, we'll have the Thursday morning show. Yeah, we'll have the Thursday morning show tomorrow.
Well, yeah, okay.
But the afternoon show will just be exclusive to a Patreon.
Right.
I mean, what can I say? That's just how it works.
So there's 2 shows on Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for me anyway.
Right.
For you too, if you want it,
Yeah. I just want to make sure
you guys want it. Of course, you guys are welcome every show. You know that.
Yeah, I don't do. today's laundry day for me, so it's a big day.
I'm very glad it's your laundry day today. I want to write that down. I want to write it down that Wednesday is laundry day for Steve. So that we know. I was talking to Nikki the other day. And she was talking about things, and I said, about what she's going to get done. And I said, you do know that you're invited on every single disaster show to do it, you know. And it's like her mentioning, you know, what she had to do and stuff. Like being on the disaster wasn't even on her list of things. You know what I mean? And I had to point out to her, I was like, you do realize, you know.
Well, I don't have chemo anymore until after August the 12th.
Well, congratulations.
Then I go in for the PET scan to see whether we're shrinking or not, and go from there.
So the tumor is still around?
Yeah. Well, I go in August the 12th to have the scan done to see if it's grown or shrunk or did nothing. Hopefully, it swallowed up a lot of that chemo and it shrunk.
Adam says he's on the show more than Nikki. That's true. Yeah, Adam's been on.
Nikki's scared because I'm on here. She doesn't like me for some reason. You guys keep trying to set her up with me.
She can't trust herself.
She can't trust herself, yeah. Especially now with these, especially all these hot pictures on.
Yeah, maybe Nikki will become a Patreon.
Yeah.
Just get those steamy. What the hell were Nick's words? Steamy.
Panty dropping.
Somewhat steamy and panty dropping photos. Dong shots of Steve.
Steve's getting an OnlyFans.
Steve's OnlyFans shots. That's fantastic. Oh, God. Oh, man. That's just amazing. Yeah. And Bubba says we are all here more than Nikki. You got that right, Bubba. Yeah, but she's still invited every show. So hopefully she'll get back on. I don't know what her deal is. But it is after 9:30, so I should probably wrap it up. Thanks today. Keep your fingers crossed because it'd be nice to get somewhere to live. Let's hope the people let's hope Jason and DC can work out whatever problems my wife has with them. I see my boy Carlos in the chat room as well. And everybody for listening, thank you so much for listening. Happy birthday, Fat 420. And we will be back tomorrow morning. And if you guys are ready, maybe I'll start the first. Maybe I would start the first Patreon show tomorrow afternoon, but you know, I don't even know if anybody's. I know Adam bought, but you know, I know that he bought. So, hold on. Hello, you're on the Morning Disaster.
Yeah. Before you go, Pete, this is listener Adam. Pete had a really good comment in the comment section that I think needs brought up real fast.
All right.
Nikki always said the reason she wouldn't go with Steve was because he was a listener.
Right.
He's not a listener anymore. He's part of the show.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
So
Somebody
now it's open season.
somebody sent a Facebook message and they said Steve is and I didn't watch the show, so I don't understand the reference. But they said Steve has become like I can't remember the character's name. Somebody that was on Chelsea Handler's show. There was a guy on Chelsea Handler's show, and they said Steve's become like so and so from Chelsea Handler's show.
Huh.
And so I don't even know the reference. And they said, or kind of like Guillermo from Jimmy Kimmel.
Huh.
So, Carlos says, was it Chewy? Yeah, I don't know the reference.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, but he is sort of like Guillermo, yeah. Except, yeah, that's sort of what
He
Steve
is part of the show now.
Yeah, it is. It's weird. It's like Nick and I having conversations and like Steve's just hanging out,
It's just listening to it all.
Yeah, it's great. I that's sort of what Steve has become. Yeah, you're right. So maybe
And it keeps Steve out of Facebook jail.
Exactly.
yeah. So it does keep yeah.
So he can talk about all he wants about you and ropes and chains
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And Facebook can't flag it as being sexual like they did last time.
Exactly.
So I guess that's the role that Steve is serving. So,
Yep.
And Pete says
he's
Steve
on the
even
show
hosted.
now. He's not a listener, so Nikki can date Steve now.
And Pete says Steve even hosted the show for 45 seconds yesterday. That's true. There was a time yesterday. There was a time where I had a technical difficulty and it was just Steve. So,
Yep.
And
it
I
was
felt like
just Steve's show. He had his own show temporarily.
yeah.
I felt like Garth in Wayne's World. When hello.
The Chewy show. I don't know who Chewy. Now I got to look at who Chewy is because that was the message I got yesterday. And I didn't. I like Chelsea Handler, but I didn't watch her TV show, so I don't know. I don't have reference, but I'll look him up and see what. Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought I would highlight Pete's comment because it needed to be highlighted.
That's fantastic. Thank you, but I see this. I see this Chewy guy. He's dead. By the way,
I'll let you guys get back to finishing the show.
Thanks, Adam.
Yep.
Yeah, that Chewy guy's dead now. But he was a Mexican American actor who was the sidekick of host Chelsea Handler on her talk show Chelsea Lately. He provided comic relief and was the topic of many of her jokes. Yeah. So I'm looking at the picture of the guy. I wish I'd have seen him. I'm I don't understand the reference, but he looks like he would have been a great guy. I don't understand the reference. But that's who they said that Steve. So that's who they said Steve reminds them of. This guy Chewy from Chelsea Handler. So there you go. Who's dead now?
Huh.
So there you go, Steve. You remind people of Chewy.
Yep.
Which is cool. That's great. Carlos says Steve is my Ed McMahon. Yeah, he is sort of that's the role he's been serving.
Yeah.
But I like him in this role. You know what I mean? It's become very comfortable broadcasting with Steve.
I'm enjoying it, really. I was scared at first, but I'm really starting to enjoy it.
Well, I think people are liking you, so
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, today is National Wiener Day. So get a hot dog. National Hot Dog Day. All right, we'll wrap it up. Be back tomorrow, guys. That's it for today's show. We'll talk to you soon. So long, everybody.